Hey everyone, so we're back in it. This is ARC 212. We've got today, I know I said I was going to do rooms in the last session. I'll do rooms in this session. So we've just done the walls, which is important for our project. The interior walls of the main floor. I didn't do the basement. I think you guys can take care of that. Next up, we're going to do the rooms. So let's get right into it. So here we've got our little model here with our walls set up. Ta-da, little 3D in here. So I'm going to jump to the main floor here. Now, the rooms tool you might expect to be an annotation. In fact, it's not. It's inside of the architecture tab. So I always found it challenging when I first started out in Revit to understand that rooms are physical entities. I know that sounds strange to say, but much like I'm in a quote unquote room right now, that room can be given characteristics. So think about rules that you might assign to a room. So rooms are actually really powerful database bits of information. We can give a room a finish. We can give it a paint job. We can give it acoustic qualities. We can give it all sorts of things that it might need. We can give it a schedule of items that might be in it. Just to name a few ideas about how rooms as part of a database can be really important. So I always thought when I started, I was like, oh, room tag. Okay, here we go, room tag. And then I would use it and go, what the hell? This isn't working at all. So double tap escape. It's not, in fact, an annotation. The room tag is an annotation, but the room is actually it's a virtual physical entity. So I'm going to actually use the architecture tab here, and we'll jump over to where it says room. And if you drop down here, we've got a little room or recenter reference here. Because I've already set these up with, I've divided my whole house, as it were, into these kind of spaces, I should be good to go. But if you haven't done that yet, you should do your walls before you do your rooms. So you can, of course, do your rooms after you've done, how do I want to say this? You can do your rooms and then your walls. It's just going to be a little bit more of a bumpy ride. So grab that room, come in here. So the default is this anno tag room medium. That's fine for now, but I will show you that I've got a kind of family for us from Autodesk that we can use. So go ahead, and you can see here, I've got this X. The X is showing me the bounds of the room. So these inner wall, this kind of edge here. And if I just click, it's going to give me the room. It's going to give me all the information for that room here. You can see I've got 14 meters squared, and then 148 square feet. And then a room number and a room name, and so on and so forth. So what do I need to name? Probably going to do this one. I think this is the bathroom. And if I just hover, it's going to snap, which can be pretty handy. Hallways up here, and then I got down here. Blam. Blam. Those are my rooms, almost. So double tap escape to get out of the tool. And now what we can do is, I'm going to call this bedroom 1. A couple ways you can change it. This now, if I hover over, this is the room. This is the room tag. So slightly different, but you'll see that most of us might be inclined to just change or try and change the items in the room tag. Now we can do that. So if I click on the room itself, I can change the name here. I can call this, I think this is bedroom 1. Change that, and the name parameter, bedroom 1. Cool. What's this one? Bedroom 3. But see, if I click on the tag, it doesn't actually let me change anything in the type selector. But I can change it in the, I see, duplicate values. That's okay. I can change it if I just click again on that same tag. So here we've got, I got 2 rooms here. So I'm going to do 9 dining room. We'll come back to that in 1 second. Let's just name all these other ones we can do first. What's that? 2. This is 4 bath. 5 hallway. 6 kitchen. You see, sometimes it doesn't always want to cooperate. And then 8 foyer. Oh, we got one correct. Okay, cool. So if you don't happen to like this, maybe you really want it to be identical to what's showing up in the, what is this called? In the interface, excuse me, in the example. So what we could do is we could actually go and what I've done is I've uploaded the family to Blackboard, but for us, it's going to live in wherever you've put it once you've downloaded the file. If you want to load a annotation, I'm actually just going to go to the insert, load family, and it is the anno tag room annotation. Hit open, and now what I can do is I can actually right click, select all instances visible in view, jump to here, and now let's do width area. Ta-da! So it's that fast, right? So one small thing I can see here is a hallway I kind of put over here, which is fine. We see we got 2 rooms over here. So dining room and living room. There might be a case where, say, you don't have a physical divider between 2 rooms. And in this case, what we're going to do is inside the architecture tab, there's a little room separator tool, and what that does is, as you can imagine, separates the room. So I'm going to use that tool, grab somewhere in here, and now if I hover, I'm going to have 2 separate rooms. Currently there's no room in this zone on the left. We can just move this over, move the tag, and now if I hover over here and I hover over here, you'll see that there's a kind of missing room, but it's not missing. It's just, oh, in fact, I used the wrong one, but let's call this living room. We'll jump up to architecture and then room, go to room here and call this living room. What number is it? 9. Oh, whoops. Which one's dining room? Dining room. Look at that. Dining room 9. Now I've used the wrong tag here, so let's give ourselves the area. And now we've got a wonderful little subset of rooms. Ta-da! Starting to look the part, right? So we've got our rooms in there. You know, I recognize we don't have all of the doors yet, but just getting the rooms in there, that's a really crucial part of how Revit kind of operates. We want to get the rooms in there, and then we can make modifications as we see fit. I'm just kind of moving the tags around, get them to line up a little bit. I don't really need these, but maybe I'll need them later. Oh, I don't even need this one. Delete. Just need that one through the stair, which we haven't drawn yet. So that's rooms, recognizing that that's a very short session here, but just to reiterate, if you do need to change the information, you can either come through here, and sometimes it's hard to find the rooms themselves. You just kind of have to hover and look for the X. There's no real good way to do this. It's just kind of a feeling, and you'll get there, but it's generally speaking bisecting well, except in this case, bisecting the center of your tag there. So, but hover and you should be able to find it. And then if you did want to make some changes here, you can call this, Ricaden's room, dining room, I should say, for instance, right? So it is case sensitive. So just so you guys know that. But that is, for the most part, that's how rooms work. We've got, I should also mention that rooms also have a, what's it called? A vertical element. So if I come in here and I show you, that's not going to let me. Okay, let's go to view. And I hover, I'm also going to see my rooms in a kind of vertical way. So remember when I was mentioning that they're kind of physical pieces in the model, we can actually right click, select all instances of the rooms, and then let's just change that to go 3000 up, for instance, right? And it will limit how high up our room goes. This will become more important when you do things like, say, a room in the basement that then overlaps with a room above. Overlaps are not so hot, but what we can do is, in this section view, which I have open, section 1, we can also do some annotating. So if I jump in here, I can go to room tag, and those same rooms are live in the section, right? So it could be really helpful when we do go to do some of our annotations later on. We can have those rooms live, and they live inside the model as these little three-dimensional information entities. So I hope that was helpful. That's rooms. And what we'll do is I'm seeing a couple things in the model here that we should probably get up to speed. I know one of those things is going to be providing some door openings. So there's a tool that I really like for door openings that we'll use. And yeah, so with that, thanks for hanging out, and we'll chat soon.